Hey, it's Teresa again, and I was just thinking about advertisements as far as what we're used to as a business owner. It used to be that you would put your ad out in the phone book because everybody went to the phone book to be able to find the business when they needed someone, if they needed a plumber, if they needed an electrician, or whatever kind of service that you don't always use all the time, but in those special case emergencies, or if you're building or something like that, you would go to the phone book. Well, then the World Wide Web came around and everybody started Googling everything. So Googling is now a term and it's a word, and that is one of the ways in which you find information. Everybody goes to Google and does a search. So those are kind of a couple ways, to do advertising that you have now. There are still other ways. A lot of people still promote advertisements in the newspaper. They still promote advertisements in a magazine and on billboards and such. And all those are still relatively good ideas to do, especially if you're in a locality in which, a lot of people are driving by a billboard. You can still do that. However, my opinion of those is that I'd much rather focus my money on Facebook advertising. And the reason for that is that if I were to put up a billboard on even the heaviest crowded street, I'll never know what my return on that investment is. So if I go out there and I spend a lot of money for, the most popular intersection in the whole city, where I live, or the neighboring county, or whatever, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get any feedback on that. I may have a few people to call and say, hey, yeah, I saw your ad on the billboard and, I wanted to talk to you about your services. That'd be great. But again, unless I've just got a really high dollar service, I don't know that it would ever justify spending the money on a billboard. Because again, I don't have that feedback. I don't know when someone is looking at my ad. Sure, there are people driving down the road all the time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're looking at the advertisement that's on the billboard. So one of the things I love about Facebook advertising is the insights and being able to see how many people clicked, how many people your ad showed up in front of, and then I can get a better idea of the ROI on that particular ad. So say I spend $100 on advertising and I have, say, 200 people to click on my ad and come to my website. And maybe out of those 200 people, I have 20 people to call and say, hey, I want to schedule a time to meet up with you. I'd like to have my website redesigned, or have some graphic design done, or talk to you more about Facebook advertising. And maybe out of those 20, I convert 10 people. Well, I've just gotten a return on my investment. So for a $100 ad, and I end up getting 10 new clients, hey, that is an awesome thing in my book. And it can be for you too. So again, I totally recommend Facebook advertising, and why is because you can market directly to the people that are most interested in what you're offering, and that you can retarget them, and you always get that feedback on your return. So you know how many people are getting to see it, you know how many people are interested in it, and for those who do click on your ad but don't purchase, don't take you up on your offer, don't call you, you can always retarget them. And when you retarget someone on Facebook, being able to retarget them, it allows you to market to them at an even cheaper price. So you get even more ROI on your ad services. So again, that's another Tuesday tip for you. Thanks.